Years ago, in my first shamanic training, my mentor said something that blew my mind. He was explaining perceptual states at the time and how the mind fixes its perception of reality into a locked position. And then he said something I have never even considered before, that the unknown could be available to you before it becomes known. And like, what? I remember that landing like something shifting in my whole understanding of how life even works. Because if it's true, and I have spent years since discovering that it is absolutely true, then the reason we feel stuck isn't because change is impossible. It's because we're trying to change from inside a locked perception that can only see what it already knows. Hi, I'm Renee. This is Renee Genet. I'm a spiritual, intuitive guide, mentor, and I live in the south of France. And I hope that this video finds you well. And this video is part of a greater series of videos that I'm doing this year. As I came into 2026, I chose the word powerful as my theme, if you will, for this year, with an intention to live from my power in all areas of my life throughout the year. So each week, whatever I'm working on, whatever I'm being reminded of, is what I'm making content about on this channel, and building a body of work to really step in to our own personal power. I hope if you like this video, you will like it, subscribe, all of the things. And if you'd like to join in on this journey this year, I would love to have you follow along and let me know how you're doing in the comments below. And if there is somebody in your life who you feel might be helped by my videos, by this concept of working on your own personal power, I hope you will share this video, and I would appreciate that, and hopefully they would as well. Okay, let's talk about perception. Let's talk about what our locked perception does. You see, the mind is a pattern recognition machine. It takes everything it has ever experienced, learned, and decided about who you are, how the world works, what's possible, what you deserve, and it locks that into a fixed perception of reality. And from inside that fixed perception, the world delivers itself to you exactly one way. Your circumstances look like what they look like. Your options are what they are. The future is a variation of the past, not because that's actually true, but because that's all a locked perception can see. This is why intention alone doesn't produce transformation. This is why you can want to change with every cell of your being and still remain exactly where you are. Because you are trying to generate something new from inside a perception that can only access what it already knows, what it already has existing in its known world. The instrument of change is the very thing that's keeping you stuck. Isn't that mind-blowing? Stay with me. One of the most valuable things my shamanic practice has given me is the ability to recognize when my perception has locked itself. The signal is always the same, at least for me. It is struggle. Anytime I find myself struggling against something, pushing, forcing, resisting, trying harder with diminishing results, I have learned to stop, because struggle is my dreamer, my soul's way of telling me that I have fixed my perception, that I am trying to solve something from inside a locked view of what's possible. And the first thing I do before anything else is not try harder, not find a better strategy, not push through. I allow my perception to flow free. Let's talk about what a fluid perception makes possible first. This is the concept that stopped me in that training room that day so many years ago. When you release the fixation, when you allow your perception to become fluid rather than locked, the world suddenly has multiple ways of delivering itself to you. The situation that looked like a dead end reveals a door you couldn't see before. The person you had decided was one thing shows you another dimension of who they are. The problem that felt insurmountable from one angle becomes navigable from another. The unknown becomes available before it becomes known. Not because anything in your external circumstances actually changed, but because the instrument through which you are perceiving them changed. This is not positive thinking. This is not pretending things are different than they are. This is genuinely releasing the fixed position from which you are seeing and discovering that reality is far more fluid and full of possibility than your locked perception was allowing you to see. Let's talk about how to unlock your perception. You don't unlock your perception by thinking your way out of it. The mind cannot release its own fixation through more mind activity. Your unlock is by noticing the struggle, that signal from your dreamer, from your soul, that something is fixed, something is locked, it's no longer moving. It's no longer open to other possibilities. We all know people, and I'm sure we've all done it ourselves. I know myself that on occasion when I start to struggle against something, I'll look at that thing and go, am I allowing this to be different in any way for me? Am I allowing myself to see this differently from a different angle? Just that questioning begins to unlock the perception because it allows possibility. So by pausing, by breathing, by asking, what am I not seeing here? What would this look like from a different position? By being willing, even for a moment, to hold your current view of the situation loosely rather than as an absolute dug-in truth, and by allowing, not forcing, but allowing the possibility that there is more available to you than what your locked perception can currently show you, because there always is. The unknown is always there. The fluid perception is simply the key that makes it accessible. And those questionings, that opens that door, and the unknown begins to drop in. Let's close out with some questions. This is a deep topic, and I hope you will take these questions to your journal, to your morning shower, your morning drive, wherever you do your best thinking. Because, like I said, these are some deep questions. Where in your life are you currently struggling? And is that struggle a signal that your perception is locked? What is one situation in your life that you have been seeing in only one way? And what might that look like from a completely different position, from a different perspective? What would become available? What would become possible for you if you allowed your perception to flow free, to show you whatever it needed to show you, even just for one situation? I hope you will try it. It is life-changing. It is incredible, the other perspectives that you are shown for things that you cannot see and what that makes possible in your life. Okay, I'm going to leave it there today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like, subscribe, please share it with someone who you may know who might be struggling, and I will be forever grateful, and I will see you in the next video. A bientôt.